proprio in mezzo al campo a difendere. E un Milan invece.
Giroud in area, si gira, sinistro, rete, ha raddoppiato il Milan al 33esimo minuto nel corso della ripresa. Cambia ancora il parziale a San Siro, gol, capolavoro di Olivier Giroud, spalle alla porta, in area di rigore, si libera sul piede sinistro, manda a vuoto l'intervento del difensore dell'Inter e piazza il suo sinistro nell'angolino più lontano, lì dove sa Mirandano.
Buongiorno, pomeriggio, buonasera, fellow Milanisti, and welcome to the MLM Podcast Live with us, your hosts, me, Max Lombardia, and him, of course, everyone's favourite AC Milan uncle, Giorgino. We are back after such a long time on a live in the evening. Gino is playing with his phone. We are ready to go. How you doing, Gino? You okay?
I'm doing well, and I'd like to thank Donald Trump for putting the world in such peril that gold has managed to supplement my bills for the month. Thank you, Donald.
What a fantastic start to our podcast as we mean to go on. Grazie, Donald. Grazie.
Grazie, Donald.
Grazie. Big hello to Angelo Lauria straight in the chat. What's up, guys? We got so much to talk about, man. We've got to talk about Como. We've got to talk about Lecce. We've got to talk about Roma. How we managed to draw at the Stadio Olimpico against the Serie A August champions. We need to talk all things Milan. We need to preview the Bologna game. We've got lots of little snippets of Botti and Canoli. No questions, so if you want to grab any questions or you want some answers from us, whack them in the chat. Hello, and let's get going, Gino. Right, big thank you to our friends over at Milan Extra who help us with their fantastic graphics and prop us up. Great page, great channel, great Instagram account as well. Do live feeds of the games, great translations in English. If you don't, give them a follow. I think we're already up to like nearly 13,000 followers. So this picture's well old. I need to update it. Right. So look, we went and played we went to Como away, a place where no one had won so far this season, against Fabregas's men. Of course, Fabregas, the inventor of football, knows everything about football, widen the pitch, etc., etc. We turned up with this: Mike Maignan in goal, Fikayo Tomori, Gabbia, De Winter at the back, no Pavlovic still, Salamakers, Yusuf Fofana, Luka Modric, Rabiot, Davide Bartezaghi. We started Nkunku and Leao up top. Now, if you were expecting a schooling of football, I think you could say that Como did well. They dominated the game, let's be honest, especially that first 60 minutes in particular. And then we just kind of turned up. So first half was abysmal. They scored a really shit goal for us to concede. Great for them to score. Pressure until the 45th minute when we got a penalty. If you support Inter, I apologise. You might want to start wiping your tears now, but it's a clear-cut penalty on Rabiot. Player literally takes him clean out as he runs past him. No question, no doubt. And Nkunku steps up to take the penalty. Not the best penalty he's probably ever taken in his life, but it goes in the back of the net, and that's all that matters. And somehow it's 1-1 at half-time. I don't understand how. I don't know what was going on. The footballing gods looking down on Max Allegri. Second half starts, Gino, a few changes, and before we know it, it's like literally route one, big ball over to the top, fantastic little pass from Leao over the top, a great chest down and a great left-footed strike into the bottom corner by Rabiot, who gets his second goal for Milan. We then kind of just keep the pressure, but Como still coming backwards and forwards until the very end of the 88th, when we do a very untypical Milan thing and win a game by a 2-goal margin with a great strike from Rabiot outside the area. I think completely taking the goalkeeper by surprise. Fabregas says 8 times out of 10, Como win this game. He says that this is a great result for the people that love results, but this isn't great for people that love football. And he kind of, yeah, he talks the talk, doesn't he? But doesn't walk the walk.
Not a lot of humility there with the lad, is there? Really?
No.
Interesting.
We know Fabregas has scored in the tiki-taka way. We know from when we were with Raj that Como has the highest press in Serie A. We saw a lot of that. They pressed really high. What is our or I don't know, is it a strength? We can absorb. We can really absorb. And of course, our keeper is absolutely on fire at the moment. Why are you laughing?
I just thought of a nickname for a team that absorbs, but I can't say it.
What, Pampers? That's not a bad one.
No, just move it on.
Okay, so look, the game ends 3-1. We take the 3 points. My Substack, I called it Fabregas's football, but Milan's points. Okay, yeah, I like it. Yeah, always. That's a brand. Right, Gino, what did you think about the Como game? Oh,
sorry,
mate.
Guy. Sorry, for anybody who is listening, I passed on my thoughts to Max in a private message, and that's what's caused this slight moment. What did I think of the Como game? I mean, I think prior to the game when we did the podcast, I mean, I was getting a bit, shall we say, hyper about the fact that he'd widened the pitch, but I think I was repeating Spalletti's comments about how he adores that and how that's like a kind of a schooling of football. But I said, didn't I? I thought we were going to lose that. I thought we were going to lose that by 3-0 or something. And you said, oh, we can feel that there's a loss coming. That obviously wasn't the case. And I actually think that demonstrates the strength that Allegri has in setting up the team for games. Yeah. Especially when our backs are a little bit to the wall, like we can already feel like there's a dagger pressing against the throat. Do you know what I mean? Like we kind of know something is going to happen, but we don't know what it is. And therefore we've kind of got to work on the basis of we will get these results. I think what it shows me, though, more than anything else, is we still don't really know what Milan is turning up to the games. Not in the sense of like the formation. We kind of understand where the spine of the team is going to be, and because of injury, what players need to be fitted into that. However, it's like, are we going to get a high energy where we almost surprise ourselves with a quick goal, or like that Napoli game where we absolutely stood on Napoli's throats from the get-go? Or do we just almost kind of pander to like these kind of demons in our heads about if we're good enough or not? I think that's the problem of trying to call where we are as a team, right? Where we are in terms of the results that we're going to be getting. And that's my biggest reservation still to this day. But somehow we eke out results. We still keep going, which is something that we haven't been able to say for a few years. We haven't been able to say that for quite some time, actually, if we're being really honest.
Yeah, I mean, we both said we were going to lose, and I said I felt like it was coming after the last few games where we drawn those two games in particular. And then were bad draws as well, like bad nil, was it 1-1s and whatever, especially that one against Genoa. But look, we went away to Como. The minute you think Milan are out of it, they somehow turn up. And 3-1, quite a convincing scoreline for not a convincing performance, if I have to be honest. Yeah. But you score 3 goals, you win the game. You know, you can do all the fucking passing and pissing about and triangle football you want. But if you lose 3-1, you've lost 3-1, especially at home. It was great to be the first team to beat Como in their place. A very sort of well-organised and well-structured Como with some really great young attacking players as well. That Nico Paz is a demon. He won't be there much longer.
He's phenomenal, isn't he? He is absolutely phenomenal.
And we have to say, without Mike Maignan as well, this game could have been completely different.
The miracle saves, 2 miracle saves.
Yeah, like where just reflex saves, like absolutely phenomenal player. We can't talk about Como though without talking about this man. He gets his first double, his 3rd goal. He was fantastic. He earned the penalty. Yeah. He had a great game in midfield. A performance from a midfielder that we haven't had for a couple of seasons. Really strong, linked up well. It worked perfectly. And he got himself a brace, which was really good. Just some of Allegri's comments about Mike, which I think are really clear. There are players worth 100 million and those worth 1 million. The ones worth 100 million must stay on the pitch for Milan. So I think this is his sort of political way of saying we really need to get him renewed and ready. And of course, the good news is there is a verbal agreement on all details of Mike Magnan's new 5-year deal. Looks he's going to get 5 million fixed plus 2 million add-ons. We're still waiting for the official announcement, but Fabrizio Romano has posted it. So that's kind of normally a pretty good sign. So it looks like we are going to keep our captain and probably, to be honest, our best player, especially at the moment. Any closing thoughts on Como?
No.
Okay, on to the next one. So Lecce at home, a game we should have won, a game that should have been an easy game. You look at this starting formation, you look at Lecce's, we're at home, we just beat Como 3-1, but this tends to be the draws. This tends to be the games that we just cannot turn up to. Yeah. And for large chunks of this game, we did not turn up. It was painful. But it was painful in front of goal. We dominated the game in terms of possession, attacking, corners, passing accuracy, everything. We just could not finish. Pulisic had a really bad game. He just couldn't hit a barn door. And then we scored on a really, again, very, very, it was a very nice combination. It's a massively long ball punted up the top by Gabbia. Salamakers with 2 astounding touches, one being a great cross into the area. And then Fulkrug opens his account with a great header into the back of the net. It's 1-0. We hold out the win. We finish, we get the 3 points. This game should have been 4-5-0. The dominance was there. We just couldn't finish until Fulkrug came on and got his goal. Any thoughts on this game, Gino?
Broken toes, 9 teeth, gets the winner.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it.
We need to know.
I have to say, Salamakers, though, that cross
is just is poetry.
To keep it in play as well on a volley.
Actually, have you seen the slow-mo video where the camera's only stayed on him and he's ended up staring at the fans?
Yeah, he's already celebrating, isn't he, before he's headed it. Great goal, great win, 3 points, chalk on the table, very nice. Next game is, of course, when we go away to Gasparini's men in Roma. Slightly tweaked team. We saw Tomori, Gabbia, De Winter, Salamakers, Ricci, Modric, Rabiot, Bartazaki, Christopher Nkunku, and Leao up top. Weird game again. We didn't play the trying to dominate football. We played that sort of slow, steady, defensive, boring football to try and absorb all of Roma again, like the famous Brandon thing that you sent me a second ago. And it was a real struggle. We were holding on for dear life. There's no point pretending that we weren't. Somehow made it to half time at 0-0. Again, Mike Magnan, making some fantastic miracle saves, which I really don't know how we pulled them off, but he did. We then started the second half. We got our goal off a set piece. It was a great cross by Modric. Fantastic header from De Winter at the back post. Opens his account. But unfortunately, we gave a penalty away, which gave Roma the chance to get back in the game. Mike Magnan very close to saving this penalty, but Pellegrini with a great strike, 1-1. Thoughts on the penalty that they did get?
I can see why it was given. Listen, I know we're going to go into the whole officiating of the whole game. That ref needs to be devoted to Serie C Uno, let alone officiating Serie A. Let's just be honest.
He needs to be sent, no disrespect, but to the bloody Faroe Islands or something to go and ref. It was absolutely horrendous. Shocking decisions. Shocking.
Just the worst decisions I've seen, and actually very personally motivated decisions as well, which you'll talk about the episodes. Carry on. I mean, I see why it was given as a penalty. Sure, I get it. I get why it was given. Fine.
There's another penalty shout towards the end of the game off Pulisic. He's got his arm by his side. I don't know how on earth that can ever be a penalty, unless we change the rules. Gets to the end of the game, 1-1. I think Roma are disappointed, probably rightfully so. They did play better. Yeah. They did. They dominated. They played better. They had the lion's share of the stats. But somehow, we come out of the Olympico with a point. which we really shouldn't. And again, to be clear, if they don't get that penalty, we're coming out of this with a win. We somehow would have won this game. To talk about the ref, I mean, Mike Magnan sums it up nicely in terms of that penalty. What does Batasagi have to do? Cut off his arm. Now, look, I can see both sides to this, okay? It is a very difficult penalty to give. Batasagi has no idea where he's not like he doesn't know the ball comes across, it hits his arm. It's harsh. But by the letter of the law, that is a penalty. Yeah. His hand is outstretched. He's in an unnatural position. He's making his body larger. The ball hits his hand. It's a penalty. We can sit here. We can go, oh, we support Milan, so it shouldn't be a penalty. We're not Inter fans. The rules are the rules. We don't change them to bend our narrative. So we can sit there and go, oh, well, when Dumfries throws his arm up, it's not a penalty. But when Batasagi does, it is a penalty. But anyway, long story short, that's fine. The Pulisic handball, again, is the right call. That's not a handball. I don't know how you can give that as a penalty. Lucky it didn't happen. There's a couple of episodes, though, where the ref has, small man syndrome. Can I say that? He steps on Magnan's foot. Then Mike Magnan kind of gets annoyed and Mike gets a yellow card for that. Don't understand. The kid that comes on for Roma shoves Modric in the back. Modric turns around to ask him, what the hell are you doing? Modric gets a yellow card. Rabiot takes a breath in one of the Roma's direction, gets a yellow card. Then when he's trying to speak to one of the players, he's almost like shoved by the ref as if to try and get him a second yellow almost to send him off.
Yeah.
Look, the result is the result. I'm not sitting here saying Milan should have won this game because of the way they played, or Roma didn't deserve a point or more. What I'm saying is that refereeing was absolutely atrocious, and he should not be anywhere near this.
Anybody who is genuine about it, right? Anybody who is genuine about it, Interisti as well, you should all be worried about refs like that because it could happen against your team. And when it does, not your team, not
that one,
not that one, everybody else. When it will, because it will, and it will be on some sort of big decision that either sees you playing European football or sees you getting relegated, whatever it is. That's when it has a real impact, right? And we don't know, basically, based on that penalty, what that could mean for us as Scudetto and anything else. Inter don't seem to be having anything going against them. Right? Raj is in the chat.
Is he?
Yeah, finally caught your lads live.
Raj. Rajat. That's Rajat. He's our founding member for our Substack.
Rajat. Sorry, Rajat.
You've got him wrong again. Oh, Rajat, I'm so sorry. Gino, hang your head in shame.
Let me just get my glasses.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Sorry,
let's blame that.
Sorry, lads.
We're talking about football. Right, so you're oh god, is he commented? What's he said? Not Ro. Okay, yeah, he didn't say that. To be fair, Raj.
I did see the first three letters of your name, and I thought it was Raj. Don't, god damn it, Gino. Rajat, thank you so much for being a founding member.
Yeah.
Genuinely, big love, man. If I saw you, I'd bear hug you.
Yes. Okay, I think that's appropriate.
That's appropriate.
Yeah, I think that's fair. What we were saying, these decisions can have a big impact, but even the yellow cards. Because what if Rabiot's suspended for the derby? Let's just say, he's picked up, or Modric.
Well, we know that's. By the way, now that we've said it, we know that's going to happen, right? We know that's going to happen.
Yeah,
Ref will somehow have been like a lifelong Inter fan prior. Of course. What was the stat I sent to you? Aren't they the team with the most amount of penalty decisions for, like with 21? And like them and Real Madrid have got the most amount of penalty decisions for, but
that's right, Inter. Yeah,
only got 7 or something, and
yes.
it's only Juve who have got less than us in the Italian league.
He's gone. What happened there? I don't know.
Mate, it just basically the feed cut. Sorry.
It's Rajat. Rajat's got involved. Stop tampering.
Can I just say something? Everybody's like, no, nobody's in the chat now.
Everyone's in the chat.
I can't.
We've got Fahadino, Rajat. Did you guys know this referee was caught insulting our Primavera lads? No, but that doesn't sound that does sound about right. Yeah.
All right.
He was moaning when they weren't down quick enough as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because they were waiting to come down the steps or something, and the Stade Olympique when he was kicking off.
Anyway, basically, shite ref. What's next?
We just another stat on there. We're the only Serie A team that's had, is it 7 penalties against us or 6? We've had the most.
We've had the most penalties against us.
Yeah, I think I don't think Inter have they even had 2 against them. I don't know. Shocking.
Listen, either way, it doesn't matter, because when you've got the forces of Serie A, UEFA, maybe one of the 93 gods that exist in your favour, there's only so much you can really take.
Yeah. This is just Mike getting his man of the match from the Roma game.
He looks happy about it, doesn't he?
I mean, to be fair, it's hard, isn't it? When you haven't won a game to give someone an award, they're not particularly happy about it. What was the one I saw that made me feel really bad? Oh, you know, Brahim Diaz got top goal scorer for the African Cup of Nations, but he screwed that penalty up.
Yeah.
He was devastated. He's got this award in his hand. He's like, I felt so bad for him. Right, so look, after those results, this is what the table looks like. So Inter do extend their lead at the top by, I think, up to 5 points now. Again, I'm not surprised. Milan on 47. I am surprised. I still don't understand how we're still up there. Roma on 43, which is the next closest team. So we've got a 4-point gap there.
Napoli,
and then Napoli the same, Juve 42, and even Como on 40, to be fair, in 6th. Atalanta rising up again. So it looks like Palladino's doing pretty well there. They've got Raspadori now and stuff. It's up to 35. Then it's Bologna, Lazio, Udinese, Sassuolo.
Great game, didn't he? Raspa had an amazing...
Yeah, their 4-0 smashing of Torino, wasn't it? So look, this is what the table looks like so far. I think a point against Roma away actually is quite good, especially the way that they're playing at the moment. To have taken 4 points from Roma in this, best defence in the league, Gasperini age is quite good. I think Allegri can kind of tap himself on the back there.
And aren't we the only team in Europe to have like the longest extended non-beaten run or something in the top 5 leagues? Grazie
di Gino. Yes, we are. We are now on 21 games unbeaten. Yeah. My only thing with that, mate, is it's just a lot of draws. And it's
just a lot of boredom. Come on, it is.
Would you not rather lose if you lost the game? Instead of drew it and you won 2 games, then that's 6. You're going to get more points. So I wouldn't mind losing the odd game to actually turn a draw into a win, but I know that's not how it works. So that's what we look like. That's the league table at the moment. So we're going next. Go on.
Man maths.
That's right. Yeah, man maths. So we're going next to play Bologna away. I think it's Tuesday at 7:45 English time, if I'm not wrong, at the Stadio Renato Dell'Ara. So lovely stadium, very picturesque, to be fair. This is Bologna's current form. So 1-0 with Como, but they were, down to 10 men. Just about beat Verona, lost against Fiorentina, drew 2-2 with Celtic in, I think, is that the Europa League? Yeah.
Yes.
And then they got beat by Genoa, De Rossi Genoa, with a brilliant Macias goal. Absolute corker.
And that Genoa game was mad to watch. I did watch that, and that was mad.
Mental. Absolutely mental. De Rossi's doing some magic. He's getting something out of him that Vieira wasn't able to. But Vieira's a miserable shit, so I'm not surprised. And then you've got... Who have you got in the chat? Who's talking? I'm still here, mate. Yes, after Bayern lost. Yeah, so Bayern were the other team, but they lost in the week.
Yeah.
Max, give it another month and you'll see Milan in 5th place. Potentially. Look, I think we've done we've done well to be where we are. I think if anyone really, I don't believe Milan is a Scudetto contender. I don't see it happening. I think that's realistic. We are what we keep saying we are, which is a top 4 team. So look, I hope we stay in the top 4. I think we're doing enough for that. I really would like some additions in this bloody Mercado, though. We are desperate for an experienced centre-back to come in. We really need another striker or attacker. We've got these 3 sort of hybrid wingers. 2 of them are never fit. One of them is just catching in. Fulkrug, he's clearly not going to play 90 minutes, is he? It's not going to happen. So we are desperate for some change. Just looking at their form, looking at our form, everything points to a 1-1 draw. What are your thoughts on the game coming in, Jenna? What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I think it's going to be a draw. I don't think it's going to be a win. 1-1.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I see them taking the lead.
Yeah.
We wake up a bit and then we score and then we can't get a second and it peters out. That's kind of how I can see the game. Don't worry, guys. That Cisse lad we signed is going to save our season. Who the hell is that? We signed a guy from. We've got signed someone called Cisse. I don't know. Have we?
I don't know. I agree with you. I think that the problem that we've got is the lack of depth. We don't have a great centre back. We need a striker. We've been saying it all season, haven't we? Really, we've just been saying it all season. Reports are that Allegri asked for Kim in the summer as his first transfer, didn't get him. The fact that we could have had him, but now we don't have him because of. I don't even want to say his name. If I say his name 3 times, it's like he either switches off our connection or just plays with an abacus and somehow I'm cursed for the rest of my life. But do you know what I mean? It's like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know, I don't get him. I just don't get him. I do not get him. I don't get him. He's an arse. He's a child. Anyway,
just a massive thank you to all the people that are watching us live on the Champions League night. We really appreciate it. What?
Mate, I didn't even say his name. I literally. Right.
Why is it swapped it? Just leave it. What's wrong with this thing?
Can I just say something?
I was watching Stranger Things earlier.
And it was my face. And I was like, I have no control of when this is live, when it ends up finishing or whatever. But I so did not know what was going to happen then. That was a split second. People would have and never call me an emergency.
You know what he's like, don't you? I've finally worked out. He's like Vecna from Stranger Things. He's there, isn't he? Just leeching all the financial sponsorship here, sponsorship there. Do you want some tires? Yeah, on the website. Literally, he's all over it. He's like the Vecna of sporting people, just sucking the life out of people like a Dyson Hoover. Anyway, so okay, we've completely gone off tangent now. Where were we? Right, Bologna, I think 1-1 as well. I can see a 1-0 loss, maybe 1-0 down. Then we score, then it peters out. We take a draw, everyone's still happy because we haven't lost for 22 games. And the others have a chance to catch us. Would they catch us? They wouldn't. We'd go to 2 points ahead of Roma if Roma and Napoli both won. So again, it's not the end of the world, I guess. Okay, right, let's move on. I've got a few Botti Cannoli bits and then we can end. We can do a quick one today. So just a milestone to celebrate. Tomori hits 200 games with the club. To be fair, Tomori has been a great player for us. I know he's been inconsistent, but it was part of our Scudetto win. He's part of our Supercoppa win, and he has been solid. So big congratulations to him. I saw this rumour, almost fell on my feet. Keep on eyes on. Okay, that's his spelling mistake or grammar. Youssef Fofana's future. The French midfielder seems no longer central in Max Allegri's plans. If arrives a bid in the order of 30 million, Milan could give the green light to the sale. Fofana has always decided to stay until now. So this is Nicolo Sciarra who's saying Fofana could potentially be on his way out. There was that one guy who was Fofana obsessed. I would suspect he's crying in his bedroom at the moment at the thought of this. He won't be happy.
Because he's Fofana obsessed, his tear ducts are connected somewhere near his armpits. So it's just terrible body odor right now.
Yeah. I mean, Fofana will always be the only player I've ever seen tackled by a blade of grass and a gust of air with an open goal. And the player that pulled off a coast to coast and kicked his own foot. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. That happened.
Still one of my favourite things I've seen all year.
I think it is the Fofanas moment of...
But by the way, there are angles where you see some of the Milan players just laugh. Which I think tells you everything.
There's a video from a fan in the stadium, and he's like, "Oh my God, go on Fofana!" And then he does that, and he just bursts out laughing. He literally just bursts out laughing in the stadium. Yeah. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
Right. This is a funny one for you, a bit of rage bait. So Botti and Canelli. So Pierre Esposito is worth 80 million euros now because he scored a couple of goals. I can't remember this. So this is Stramacciani, the idiot who was. I don't even remember. He was the Inter manager at one point. I can't remember anyone being so decisive at a club at age 20. El Shaarawy, 20 years old, 46 appearances, 19 goals and 7 assists in Serie A, Champions League, and the Coppa Italia. Kleenex Bandits, wipe your tears away because that is just hilarious. I mean, I know Stramacciani, whatever his name is an absolute moron who they let on TV talk nonsense, but I found that really funny. Raja, I can't believe Fofana will be let go. There's no way Max would sanction departure unless someone comes in for him. And El Dwarfo Fat I'm going to have to show that. I'm not doing it justice. And Max would sanction departure unless someone comes in for him. And El Dwarfo Fartlani would never sanction that. Yeah, the problem is it's not selling Fofana. We've said this before. It's then who does he get to replace him? Some fucking just calls back Kevin Zaroli on loan from Juve Stabia and says, "Right, you're starting now." Or Fofana being pulled down by a ghost.
By the way, who is it that's gone? It was the former Chelsea manager is now the Juve Stabia manager.
Former Chelsea manager? Which one? There've been so many of them. Is he Italian?
No. Hang on.
Oh, Avram Grant?
Avram Grant, that's it.
There's your knowledge. There's your pub chat knowledge. Yeah, we didn't want to say that in the... I
didn't want to say that word out loud.
Yeah.
I'm accused of, and then all of a sudden I need to start signing letters again, and then there's a solicitor, and it just honest to God, I just can't be asked. I can't.
No, and you're right, but you're right, Fellaini is that. Right, okay, so next one. So, another one for you. Vanno dagli arbitri faccia a faccia giallo. Us. Vengono da noi faccia a faccia giallo. Sorry, they don't get a giallo, we get a giallo. Ma mi assicurano che la Marotta League non esiste. So what they're saying is, if we go in their face, we get a yellow. If they go in their face, they don't get a yellow. But we are assured that there is no Marotta League. Again, just a bit of rage bait, just a little bit of chill. This one had me in. I laughed. I genuinely laughed at this.
This was
funny.
Okay, I think, Max, you're not going to do it any justice. Essentially, what's happening right now in the world of football, according to some individuals, is that Di Marco of Inter is better than Paolo Maldini because he's got more goals and more assists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. In fewer games. So in 356 games, Di Marco has done more than Paolo Maldini, and therefore Di Marco is a better player than Paolo Maldini. It's a bit like watching a martial arts film. Yeah?
Okay.
We know Steven Seagal can do something, okay? But equally, when we think of martial arts, we don't think of a fat lad who just happens to look like a terrible sumo wrestler with a ponytail. We think of Bruce Lee. How anybody can think DiMarco is the caliber of player, icon, or status that transcended, by the way, football, like what Maldini did, is beyond me. Also, DiMarco, is he 30 now? 31?
No, I think he's younger than that. I don't know.
Younger. He looks older.
Turkey will sort that out for him, I'm sure.
Turkey sorts out a lot of things for a lot of people, and I hope to see him at Galatasaray one day. The reality is, to compare the two, it genuinely is. It genuinely, I mean, the whole Bruce Lee thing, that I was probably going a bit too far. I don't know how to describe this. Sammy Hagar and Bill Clinton are the same age. Nobody knows who Sammy Hagar is, do they? Now, former lead singer of Van Halen after Dave Lee Roth went. Anyway, listen, you just can't compare the two. You just can't compare the two. Right, comparing the two, honest to God, it's just moronic. You can't. How can anybody? There was an advert in 1994 during the Olympics of Maldini's face to the Olympics, the World Cup.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Face on the green, white, and red by Nike, and the words were "Italy's goalkeeper, easiest job in the world." Right? At what point would they ever show DiMarco's face? Nobody would fucking recognize it.
Look, DiMarco, he's a good player, fine. But what is this comparison? What is this comparison? You are comparing, I don't think I'm exaggerating, the GOAT of defenders, the literal GOAT of defenders. A left back that was so good, he is also one of the best centre backs who ever walked the world, literally, with DiMarco. So okay, let's spin this round. Kevin Constant is just as good as Zanetti.
But the reason why they're making the comparison, the reason why the comparison is there is because of the amount of
goals,
assists, right?
When he's judging defenders on goals, it's about who cares?
Their job is to fucking defend. Oh my God. The job is to defend. The job is to defend. At what point as Inter, sorry, this pisses me off now. Has Inter ever had the statistic like the whole Baresi and Maldini where they played, what was it? 90 odd games together and they only conceded X amount of goal. Something ridiculous, or so many minutes.
Well, they conceded
127 minutes.
They conceded nearly a third of the amount of those goals in one Champions League final. So I don't understand what they're going on about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and also there you go. One man's got 5 Champions Leagues to his name. Just
they
saying
took
5. Just saying 5. You know, and he was in what, 8 finals?
Yes.
Ma fammelo grazie piacere. Yeah, ma stato un po' zitto.
Talking of finals, Gino, God, just like you know.
8 finals won, 6 goals conceded. Yeah, 2 finals, 0 won, 6 goals conceded for DiMarco. Ma dovete star zitti, va?
Made's another stratosphere to DiMarco. Fuck off, you fucking idiots.
This bloody
bitter than your hand. And then when he plays for Italy, he's fucking useless. It's literally like,
One goal. He did that one thing. He did that one thing with Tonali, and everybody's already making these good assumptions.
Do you remember against? Do you remember? He's gone full Nabla down. That's what I like. You know.
Hanno rotto Di Marco Gaz. Chi? Di Marco.
Tu sei da male femmina.
It's the more I see it, the more it's winding me up. You look at that man, right? You'd even go gay for that man. I'm just saying, right? Right?
You go gay for him. Chill out. There's Americans.
He's even got that going for him.
Yeah, he's handsome.
I mean, and then you've got Di Marco, who looks like some lad who's just come out of some sort of. I can't even go there.
God, we're going to get called Maldini FC again. But yes, 100%. 100%. Anyway, look, anyway. And then the last Cannoli, I don't know if you saw this, Gino. This man, did you see him in his Champions League performance against City? Fantastic performance. What a game. Great player. What a shame. What a shame he's not part of our team. But brilliant goal. Brilliant game.
I've got one Cannoli. We don't have a graphic for it, but I raised it to you before. The Cremonese goalkeeper Audero was playing against Sassuolo, which is in Emilia-Romagna, and ended up being left by the team. They thought he was on the bus. So he responded to journalist questions, got in a rental car, and drove all the way back up to Cremona by himself that evening. So that is my Cannoli, because I just think that's just ace. Poor lad.
Talking of goalkeepers,
there we go.
The goalkeeper for Pisa, the one that conceded all those goals,
yes,
against Inter,
yeah,
wasn't he a former Inter goalkeeper? Or did I imagine that?
Youth product.
I don't know. Maybe I've got it wrong.
Let me check. I'll check. Hang on.
Or is Aldero a former Inter player? Maybe it's Aldero and I got it wrong way around. Right. So look, comes to kind of like a natural end there. We won't do Pavla Mingia of the week. Last thing to do really is just to plug our Substack. So you can join our Substack for £3.50 a month, or you can become a founding member for about £40. It's all our bonus content, all our articles, all our bonus podcasts, everything that we do over there. There is a chat, not that we've used it a lot, to be honest. No, that's fine, I got that wrong. Yeah, we're enjoying it. It's fun, like writing pieces on there, like doing graphics and whatever. Big thank you to our founder members, who are Rajat, Shane, and of course Rune, and a big thank you to Buzz, who is our monthly subscriber. Just some of the pieces I did in the last couple of weeks. So the night lecture came to annoy us, a really sarcastic piece there. And then this one, tactical amnesia, at the Olympico. And that is it. So unless, a big thank you to our Substack subscribers, of course, the free ones as well, which are scrolling at the bottom. So unless there's any questions in the chat, which I don't think there are.
In the next minute, guys, if you've got one, genuinely.
Yeah, whack one in there and we'll answer it. We'll leave it at that. So I guess it's a big thank you to all the people that jumped on live, the guys that are on YouTube watching us, and of course, the however many there are on X at the moment. Really appreciate the support. We haven't been as frequent as we were before, but we have got a very big thing coming up. And when I say big, I mean, I'm not sure we can get much bigger than that, which we're very excited about, what we're not going to give away.
It'd be like watching the Avengers in the cinema when Captain America summons the hammer.
When he says Avengers assemble, that sort of thing.
Now when he kind of the whole, it goes to him and he just, it kind of, because he was like a chosen one kind of. It's Chekhov's gun. It happens in Avengers Infinity War. Anyway, it's as big as that. It's as big as that. Be ready for an announcement.
I think it's more like, I'm just saying, when that ball got crossed into the area against United in the Champions League semi-final at home in 2007, and it bobbled up and Seedorf smashed it into the back of the net, and it made it 2-0. It's more like that.
Is it, though, more like the Kaká run? Could be more like the Kaká run, where
it could be.
It's a little header and he gets and he sees Gabriel Heinze get taken out by was it Fletcher or
it was Gabriel Heinze and Patrice Evra. They smashed into each other. Yeah,
because Kaká used his football brain, dinked it between the two, and then his body just so casually, I'm going to sweep that in.
Bang! Van der Sar nowhere to be seen. Then United scored. They went 3-2. Rooney come to Milan thinking there was going to be an easy ride. 3-0 loss. Kaká, Seedorf, Gilardino. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But anyway, long story short, it's going to be massive. It's going to be huge. Well, I'm quite excited, Gino. Are you excited? I'm very excited.
I'm giddy with excitement.
Same. I might wet my pants. Right, okay. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Well, we're going to leave it at that then.
You could ask Reddit, but I don't really want to do that. I got into trouble last time.
You ask who?
Reddit.
Oh.
Reddit Q&As.
Should we ask ChatGPT a random question?
Do it.
Go on. Let's just do it quickly. Let's ask it a random question. What should we ask it? An AC Milan one? Give us a random AC Milan related question for a podcast. Let's see what it says. This thing's, I know it's naughty, but I quite like it. If you could bring back one AC Milan player at the absolute peak to this current squad, who would it be? And does that version of the team win the Champions League?
Fuck. That's a really good question. And we can only bring back one.
One player. I think I'll start by saying bringing back one player does not win the Champions League with this team. I think I'm just going to make that clear. No. But what one player would you bring back?
If we change the premise of the question to win the league.
Yes, okay. Yeah, what one player would help you win the league? Yeah.
So, to win the league, one player.
Fahadino, I can't tell you in advance what I'm doing. We can't tell you. You have to find out. Who are you going with, Gino? Come on.
Sheva.
Okay, yeah. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. Prime Ibrahimovic. First time. You stick that big man up top. It's exactly what we need, in my opinion. Okay, that's a good question, isn't it? Maybe I'll just ask it next time. We'll just do it on that.
Look it out.
Right, guys, look, we'll end it there. So, look, massive thank you for watching. Thank you for following. You can catch us on X, of course. You can catch us on Instagram, TikTok. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Please subscribe and like if you can. If you give us a 5-star rating, that really helps us to grow. We need to be back a bit more frequently, so we're going to work on that, make sure we're doing weekly pods again. But yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate all the support. Like we say, we are one of the smaller podcasts, but that doesn't change anything. We love having a bit of banter and having a laugh. Well, they're nicely formed, yes. Gino, anything you want to end
on? No. But thank you to everybody. And one day I will not offend Rajat. I don't know when that day will be, but I will not offend him. Thank you, everybody.